Hello everyone, Falli here and welcome back to Road to Vostok. I'm recording this in the beautiful terminal area. I'm just here to kind of tie off some loose ends. I've handed in some quests.
Kiitokset tästä.
Deodorants and wipes.
Oho.
Sauna head, okay. Sure, I'll have that. And yeah, as a reward I got the awesome Valmet machine gun, which I really wanted to bring, but the problem is it's in 308, which I don't really have very much of, and it's also, I only have one magazine, so yeah, it's not super practical. Maybe if I go hunt down the Punisher, I will bring it. I don't know yet. Just here for that last oil sample. Oh. Wow, that was dangerous. Why are you carrying two rifles, dude? That's a bit silly. And an RK magazine doesn't even... yeah, I did some looting in Vostok, as you can see, obviously. Just want your magazine, dude. Yeah, I have way too much food and loot, and yeah, I'll just have to drop a bunch of stuff to carry that oil filter. I keep saying oil filter, that oil sample. I've arrived here kind of late, so I don't know, we'll probably have to sleep here. I don't really want to do this at night necessarily, but we'll see. But yeah, I did check out that, what's it called, like that radio tower, that antenna thing spotted in the last video. But there wasn't too much stuff there, so yeah, maybe I'll put a clip here. Whatever, something like a canister of water there or something, just say yeah, water available for crafting. I don't know. It's kind of silly that another knife. It can go so long in the game without finding enough water to. If I did, you saw. If I did, you just saw the area, so nothing super amazing there. Loot has been, bunch of food as you can see, and I keep finding optics, which is cool. And I found another Suomi, which I just kind of. I don't know, I just want to use it. It's not a super practical gun, but it's fun. Yeah, just as another AK. Do we have here more grenades? What's this? P3 magazine? Okay. I'm not sure why you would want to use the P3 over the Glock. I think what matters most in this game, and it's realistic, is the caliber, so just another 9mm gun. I don't know, and you can use a MP5 in your secondary slot and the Suomi, so I'm not sure why you would bring a pistol over that. I mean, it is shorter, which is an advantage in these super tight close encounters, but I don't know, I don't think I've had any combat encounters where that would have made a difference. And even then, you can just bring the Glock, which is a starter weapon, and which you find 20 billion of all the time. And yeah, other thing, magazines, obviously. Every bandit, or every other bandit has a Glock you can take the magazine from, so... There's actually a pretty cool mod, which I might try out, which adds an auto-sear, like a full auto conversion to the Glock. That would be cool, and I would conceivably use it as a secondary that way, that's what machine pistols are best for, just in close quarters. Someone wants the corn and you just mag dump into them. Pretty sure that's what they originally acquired for by, I think it was Austrian SWAT teams. I don't know. But yeah, I really wanted to use the Valmet, really beautiful gun. I thought this was the one that Bart Hilt, the kind of chubby doll from Girls Frontline is based on, who only wears the plate carrier. But she's actually based on some World War II era machine gun, so my bad. The Valmet MG is kind of like a Finnish RPK, which is cool. which, you know, makes me wonder why it's in 308 and not, you know, 762 by whatever, or that rimmed Russian. There's another mod that allows you to craft like repair kits with duct tape and, you know, some other equipment like wipes and stuff, which I think is cool because... Oh, here we go. So how am I going to put this here? Yeah, there we go. Okay, this was relatively uneventful, I would say. But actually, I bought these field rations from a trader because just had nothing else I could possibly use. So it's another problem. With ammo specifically, I have so much 45 rounds, you know, in the shelter, and, you know, Makarov rounds, and it's just... They kind of function like a currency, I guess, in that way, so Metro was right in that. But yeah, I wish there were some later game weapons that use those calibers, you know, like kind of like maybe a 45 Glock or something, or I don't know, like a UMP SMG that uses 45. That would be cool. With the Makarov, I don't know, I looked up which... Uh-oh. Is this guy on the pipes? I think so. Just another day at the office. I mean, look at this, I already have 139mm rounds, and this is ammo I actually use, you know, with stuff like... I don't know, I mean, there's a bunch, like the 45 or Makarov, you just... If you loot them, you end up with so many. As far as I can tell, only the Makarov pistol and... Okay, more matches. Kind of strange that no one in this game uses a lighter. But I think I talked about that before. I assume it's probably just so fire, which you use for crafting, and especially in winter mode for, you know, warmth. Yeah, it's kind of a scarce resource. Kind of like the tinder boxes from the... Okay, that was close. Original Amnesia. Do you have anything good on you? Oh, but I'm definitely keeping that one. Okay, 37 kilos of beer, that's a lot. I mean, 30 is probably what I had to carry back when I was in airborne infantry, which is, you know, why I'm such a ball of sunshine. It's the chronic leg and back pain. Yeah. But then you look at pictures of like these long-range recon dudes or special forces, and they carry like... I remember this picture, it's like, oh, German... no. Did that work? I'm not hearing any screams, so I'm assuming no. Der Kapitan, I think that means where's the captain? Russian pro. And you know, I've only been doing some Russian Duolingo, but it's fun, and, you know, always good to stay mentally active, and it's more useful to me than Japanese, which I don't want to open Enki because I'll get an anxiety attack from how many repetitions I need to do. I actually took Japanese at university for 4 semesters, so, you know, good enough to read some slice of life, basic bitch manga, but that's about it. My listening comprehension isn't very good, but reading is alright, I guess. What was I talking about? Yeah, I think I'm on the wrong edge of the map here. Don't think that grenade did anything, but I have another free... Okay, that was from here. Good thing I have my cat ears. Really pinpoint those prey sounds. Tisha Durak or something, I don't know. Isvenice. Geht der Metro? Okay. Extremely useful. Well, I think I'm on the wrong side of the map actually, which teehee. Okay, that train track just leads into the sea. That's amazing. Yeah, maybe they are loading up some ships with, yeah, they would still need a fucking terminal. Ooh, for that, wouldn't they? Oh, I see you. There you are. Do you have anything good on you? Tourniquet, well, didn't do you much good, did it? Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, like long range patrol, and there's like, oh, returning back to base with 60 kilos of equipment. It's like, okay, that's nothing really to boast about. It just tells me there's a failure in planning. Like, how could you possibly... Like, how could you actually need 60 kilos of gear, you know what I mean? I suppose with Special Forces I'm going to not assume it's some dumbass packing list that tells you to carry 50,000 things you will never need just as a contingency, but still, that's just way too much. How can you be combat effective, you know what I mean? You have to move stealthily and for very long distances, and doing that by carrying 60 kilos of gear, I don't know. I suppose, depending on the mission, you can just be unlucky, you know, if you have anti-tank equipment, like the Panzer Force is, I think, 13 kilos, or machine gun 12, then ammo, yeah, you're already up to 20, and long range recon dudes, I don't know, maybe they're carrying like ground-based radars or something, those are probably super heavy, and same with radio equipment. I think this guy heard my rant. Oh, there you are. Did I get him? So, makes me wonder why I bothered to. Okay, was that two dudes or was I just shooting the ground? It looks like I was shooting the ground. Well, oops. Anything here? No. Yeah, I really didn't need to bring that many magazines, especially not for my AK, which I ended up not really using. Oh well. I mean, the MP5 is just really good in this game, what can I say? Let's hope we're lucky and no BTR spawns in the apartment area. Well, let's try and make our way back to the minefield and then back to the shelter. I will probably cut most of this out. I mean, we've seen this area before, right? And I'm not going to do any looting, so there's not going to be anything super exciting. Well, actually, let's check out these tents here. Okay, another bucket. Oh, hello. Great special. Man, this is some cool loot here. I wonder why these tents are here. You know, are people just camping out here? I don't know. It's right next to the town there, so what would be the point? And maybe it's from the soldiers, but these don't look like military tents, so... And you could just, you know, sleep in the abandoned apartments, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's just a secret get-together or something from the guards. Actually, reminds me of something I read in, I think it was called When Soldiers War in Chechnya. I think the author is called, what was it, Pobokov or something, I think. He's kind of, I think, a relatively well-known journalist in Russian circles, but anyway, about his military service during the war in Chechnya, and the half of the book is just about his conscription and the life in the Russian military in the 90s, which is a really interesting time period. But anyway, he talks about how he isn't, he tries to not sleep in the barracks because of all the hazing, and he's sleeping in an unlocked BTR or something. And there's another part where I think there's just some local elderly woman that lets him stay with him. So yeah, interesting time period really, that I would say the 90s to about 2008 when the war in Georgia started. Just, I think it was a really rough time for Russia, but I want to say optimistic, but it was this kind of hope that Russia would become more Western aligned. You know what I mean? If you look at media from that time period, my favorite example is Stargate, where the Russians just show up from time to time. And I don't know, I think that's cool. Kind of that hope that they would embrace the West, and yeah, that didn't work out. Anyway, yeah, from that time period, and I think it was released in 2008, is also one of the best Half-Life mods, Paranoia, which I'm probably going to play on my channel next. Just interesting time frame really. I mean, Stalker was released in 2007, and it takes place in Ukraine, and I think most of the devs are also from Ukraine, but yeah, still that kind of look, that economic chaos, the corruption, the crime, all very interesting. Probably not for the people who lived there, but well, I mean, it's a fucking minefield again. Let's just get through here. We made it through the minefield without incident, so let's fucking leave. Exciting stuff, really. Just walking for 15 minutes. This is really what I play video games for. Anyway, I guess I will go check out the gunsmith. Well, we've made it back to the tent shelter. I've done some inventory management, so now we're carrying all 3 oil samples. I've decided to ditch the MP5 and use the Suomi, just, for some variety. Kept the AK though, bought new armor and a helmet. So let's go do this. It's probably going to be night when I get to the school, but oh well, it's just one map change. If I die now, I'm going to be extremely upset, actually. Which is not something I would usually say, like, oh no, the precious gift of life taken from me, would be cool if the crafting system got expanded a bit in the next update, and you could, create like an optic mount for the Suomi, so you could put a red dot on it or something. That would be cool. But I guess if you're carrying a 71 round drum, you're not really looking for accuracy. So anyway, we're going right where this thing shines the most, the school. Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing, actually. Where's the door? Oh, wow, great, one hit. Already damaged my armor. Thanks a lot. Okay, nice backpack. I don't know, 5%, like how do you even burn AK down to that point? Just kidding, it's just this myth that, oh, you can bury an AK for 20 years in the mud and it will work. No, It's a fucking rifle, same as every other. It will need maintenance. I mean, this isn't a knock against the AK platform or anything. I really like it. But, you know, that reputation for reliability really gets inflated a lot. Oh, more 45 ammo, my favorite. I mean, if you just look at this, you know, this is very rare item. This one too. Same as the harmonica. So like half of this guy's quests are just finding rare loot drops. You know, like that's just not fun gameplay. It's just luck. You know, I've played this game for like, I don't know, 15 hours on and off screen, and I haven't found like the board game or cigars or anything once. If you ask me, it's just not good game design to just rely on random chance for items like that. Anyway, I've done some interior decorating here in the school shelter that we've just unlocked. Nothing fancy really, just place the furniture around a bit differently. I think I'm going to just consider the game done for now. You know, we've been to the terminal area, the last area of the game. We've recovered all 3 oil samples, returned them to the doctor, and, you know, I consider that the last quest in the game. I would have really liked to take out the Punisher, but, you know, didn't get lucky with the spawns, and I'm not going to, you know, do 50 map changes back to back just to, you know, hopefully get him to spawn. I've really enjoyed this game. I mean, took some getting used to at the beginning, but once you're in it, it's really cool, really immersive. Obviously, it's early access, so, you know, after a while it does feel a bit bare bones, especially the crafting, and the NPCs could really use a bit more work, but, you know, as it is, it's still a really fun game. One thing I don't really like is, you know, what I've just touched on is the quests. Most of them are just finding some rare item, and, you know, there isn't a guaranteed spawn somewhere, you know, where it's like, go to this difficult area and recover the item. It's all just random chance, so there's not much you can really do. So, not really a fan of that. The exceptions are the oil samples, which are guaranteed to spawn from what I've read, and really like the game. Hopefully quests, NPCs get a bit more love in the next update. The developers looking to add a new faction, the Nomads, as kind of a neutral/friendly faction, so that's going to be cool. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my stay here in Finland. Hopefully you did too, and maybe I will see you in some of my other videos. Take care.